right, here are the Kiwi Ears Astrals. We got one dynamic driver with 6 balanced armatures in each ear, giving us a total of 7 drivers per ear. This is normally goes around $299, but I ended up getting it on sale for $269.99. Plus taxes brought it up to about $280. So that was a pretty pricey IEM for sure. But on the bright side, these are known primarily for having a really nice balance in regards to the sound signatures, and then on top of that they also have really good bass. A lot of people talk about the bass on these compared to the hexas. This will be the 4th pair of IEMs that I've experienced, and these are still in the seal, so we're gonna do the unboxing like we did with the hexas as well. We have, it says 105 decibels of sensitivity with a plus or minus, 23 ohms of impedance, which means you're gonna need something a little beefy to run these because of the amount of drivers that are in it. This one's slightly different than the hexas. We're at 10 hertz to 22k kilohertz, and then it says that we have a 1.2 meter detachable cable. Let's get into the box here. One thing I can tell you right away is that this is a much bigger container versus what we got in the hexa, because when we did end up getting the hexa, we had an anime girl on the front. I apologize about that, it's a little hot. And then we also had an anime girl show up when we were looking at the actual box itself, since the real magic is in here. Right there we go. Move that off to the side. Look on the inside, nothing there. There is a protective foam on the inside here. That's a great thing to see. Good for packaging and protection. So that's what the IEM's presentation right out of the box are. I ended up getting the blue instead of the gold. Has a little tiny thing here. You can grab that, picks it up. It's really beautiful. And then those are the IEMs, and I'll put my fingers there just to protect it, but see it from the other side as well, which is really nice. So let's pop out the first IEM here. That's holding tight. That's not an easy thing to remove. And let me put this one down right there. Actually, I'm gonna move it off to the side here. I'll put the IEM right there. Let's take this one out too. So, all right, let me get a little closer here. I'm sorry about the noise there. So that's what the IEMs look like. Fresh presentation right out of the box. Sorry about the focus. I'm just trying to get it to pop a little bit. And then there's the blue on the front there. It's really nice. I like the seal that it has. That's a really nice seal as well. And then on top of that, you also have a guard where the hexas did not have that guard initially. The nozzles as well. So what you see there on the nozzle, it's like a nice grill on there. We got looks like it's a finned grill. There we go. You can kind of see the grills on there as that light's much closer now. All right, so that's what the Astrals look like. These are definitely much more bulky in regards to their profile compared to the hexas. I'm assuming that's because the hexas only have 4 drivers per side, where this one clearly has way more than that. And instructions for how to put it in your ear, which is something I kind of wish that I had when I was playing around with the hexas for a bit, which is really useful. Let's see what's inside of the packaging here. This is a nice hard casing, so that's a nice protective casing. Okay, let's get into contents in the bag here. So inside of the Kiwi Ears Astral container, we got our IEMs chilling over here right now. We get the 3.5 millimeter and the 4.4 millimeter jack. I believe it's a 4.4 balance connection. We also get accessories, so it's going to come with a set of small, medium, large silicone tips. Some reviews have also noted of spare nozzles, which in this case we do have the spare nozzles just in case you get earwax on them, which is really nice to see. The hexas did not have that. It's a first for me. I'll put it where you can kind of notice it, otherwise they'll get kind of shrouded out by the light. Here's our small, medium, and large ear tips. They seem to all be wide bore. What else do we have here? So we did go for the blue and black design on the IEMs itself. These are a 3D printed resin shell. The body is made of a glossy black 3D printed resin, and they are designed for a comfortable semi-custom fit. That's what they're labeling them as, a semi-custom fit. When it comes to the sound signature and tuning, in regards to the tuning, it says it's a U-shaped neutral with a sub-bass boost. The sound is generally uncolored but has a notable emphasis on the sub-bass. The sub-bass shelf features a powerful 9 dB or decibel sub-bass shelf that provides a strong rumble without overpowering the rest of the sound. It is noted to also have a flat mid-range where the mids are tuned to be neutral and spacious, making vocals and instruments clear and distinct. It has an extended treble. The highs are smooth and airy with peaks that add a sense of space and presence to the soundstage. The crossover at 300 hertz is seamless, that ensures a natural transition between the bass and the mid-range. So these are like the notable things about these IEMs. In regards to the driver configuration, we are running with one bioceramic dynamic driver. It handles the low frequencies, providing a powerful and textured bass response. And then the 6 balanced armatures are handling that mid and high frequency. This includes the 2 dual mid-range BAs with a dual ultra high frequency tweaker. That's really nice to see. And that seems to be all of the features. In regards to the technical specs, we're looking at 23 ohms of impedance, 105 decibels of sensitivity. The frequency response is anywhere from 10 hertz to 22 kilohertz. And then we have a total harmonic distortion, and they are noting that the total harmonic distortion is only less than 1%. In regards to the cable, it's a nice thick cable and it has a really nice ringed separator here. So this is what keeps things together as you are moving down the line here. Let me pull this out and we can kind of look at the connection sockets on this one. So around the top here we have what looks to be a plastic shroud on this one, just like we did on the Hexas, but this one is a clear plastic, so you actually see the thread all the way through, which is really nice. On top of that, we have a red indicator. Red means right, and then hopefully on the left is blue. We got our blue indicator right there. I just want to put them side by side so you guys can see what I'm talking about. We got our red on the right, and then we have our blue on the left. Left is always blue, right is red. And then I like that there's a vent hole here, so I'm assuming this is supposed to make it so it's not 100% noise canceling, or it lets sound leak through a little bit, which is really nice that there is a vent. The Astrals, one thing I am noticing right away is that there is no shroud of protection. You have no guard protecting the 2-pin. So once a 2-pin is in, you are kind of at the mercy of the 2-pin. For any reason, if somebody was to twist this or bend it over, this could cause an IEM to break essentially. And then you'd probably have to buy a new cable. It snaps right there at the 2-pin connection. I can actually see the joint. I don't know if you guys can see it through the camera, but I can see the copper exposed, where on the Hexas, it was definitely way more protected. The Hexas actually slotted their wire right into the frame, so you actually had way more support, which was really nice. Look at these right now. So they all seem to be wide tipped, a small, a medium, and a large. All colored in blue. Probably could use a little bit more stuff there. Look at the other side here. So on this side, we have our joint connection. Yeah, there is what looks like a locking tab here. Essentially, you would push it in. The shroud right here at the joint seems kind of weak. This cable is much more thick than the Hexa for sure. All right, so that is the Kiwi Ear Astrals unboxing portion. We are going to now transition into showing the ear profile. But then after that, I will probably skip through a couple of days playing with these, seeing how they feel. You might see them in some of my, about a week or two. Fast forward in time now. Right now, this is sitting right between my tragus and my earlobe. That's the actual name of it. It's called the tragus. If I'm getting the wrong facts here, don't be afraid to correct me. But it sits pretty comfortable in the ear. I'm not gonna lie, the cable is definitely a lot bigger than I would have thought it would be. But that back little divot in the IEM actually sits very comfortably right into the ear canal. And it's almost doing the same thing that the Google earbuds that I use are doing, where there's like that little tiny lip, that plastic kind of, they want you to twist it, so you twist it to kind of lock it into your ear, and I feel that plastic kind of rubbing against the skin right on the inside there, and it creates a seal, like it locks it in. And I could see how that would be the intended way to do it. I'll be honest with you, in regards to the feel, these are definitely more bulkier than the Hexas. The Hexas, I felt they were sitting a lot more flush. These are kind of sitting a way more out. So if you prefer a more stealthier look, you're not gonna get it here. These are definitely more flashy. I can feel it. You know what I mean? Some people are saying that they could wear these for 8 hours with no discomfort. I felt like I could do that with the Hexas. I'd wear the Hexas for like 3 to 4 hours playing video games like Battlefield 6 during the open beta, and then playing Rainbow Six, a little bit of other games with it. Mind you, I don't wear these for the music, I wear these for gaming. So this is a more for gaming aspect of it all. And I'll tell you, the Hexas were definitely good. I finally gave those to my friend as a gift, and I figured I'd upgrade to these. So he has the Hexas, I have the Astrals. Alrighty, thank you so much for checking out this video. I'm gonna take it back to future me to give you guys a little bit of a verdict about the gaming aspect, whether the hearing on these were as amazing as people say, and then I'll try to understand that bassiness that people were talking about. I want to know what they mean when they're talking about the bass. Just like I wanted to understand what the hexas, what they meant when they were talking about the neutral sound. That neutral sound definitely was not a terrible thing with the hexas. Let's see how amazing the bass is on these things.
So I started the video for this about a week ago. I've been playing with these headphones for literally an entire week. So the Kiwi Ears Astrals, this is Grayson in the future, just in case. These are pretty small in regards to the diameter size on the bore for these, but even at the size that they're at, the material is very scratchy and it just wasn't working. Like if it goes into a deep insertion, there's a line, I don't know if I can get it on the camera very clearly, but that line right there, kind of see it actually, it's just very scratchy. And it was something I noticed right away. It was like, other than that, the actual bore itself sits really good, but it's just the surface when it's like sitting inside of your ear, it's just very painful. I could not wear these for more than a couple hours with the ear tips that are included with the unit. So I went down a rabbit hole. Another thing I didn't like, the medium and the small and the large that they have on the purchase when you get the Astrals are going to be on the relatively small side, which is good if you have small ears. What I would consider is like, even like the large on this one feels okay to me. I went down a really big rabbit hole trying to figure it out. The cable, this cable looks nice. I'm not gonna lie, it is a very nice looking cable, has a nice color, but it is thick. It was sitting on my ear. It's heavy. Like, I don't know what it is, but like in comparison to like Truth Ear hexas, in regards to the hexas, like this is just bulky. I felt the weight. I ended up replacing all of that. So my first purchase, I went down a rabbit hole. I figured, if a medium fits my ears, maybe I can just rock another medium. Boy, did I find out real quick that that's not a reality, because the Sedna ear fit lights is what I ended up buying, and I ended up getting a medium because I thought, hey, all mediums have to be somewhat equal. There has to be a standard for these things. And no, these mediums are literally the size of the large that you would get on the Astrals themselves. I went for the light because I'll put them side by side so you can see what I'm talking about. This is ridiculous. So putting them side by side, there we go. And I mean, we're talking massive. Now this one right here is the one that comes with the Astrals. This one is the one I ended up buying, and I mean, it is like, it's not even listed as a wide bore, the Kiwi ear fit. So I don't know if this is the same material as the one that I got with the Astrals, the Tang Senkais by Tengzu. And I have the straight bore, so these are just like the normal straights, and this one has the texture on it, but this one doesn't have that line going down. So I'm sure that when I put these in my ear, I don't know, hypothetically, the hope is that because there is no line kind of cutting through, it should fit really good. Let me put this side by side with a small, because I'm looking at the small right now. It's a wider bore on this one, but the material is way softer. So I'm assuming this, like in regards to what you get, the material is softer on the yellow than it is on the blue. That might be a good thing. Ended up buying some digital calipers. I wanted to measure the IM thickness, so that would explain why I'm having a lot of discomfort. So on this one, it's about 6.05 millimeters right at the lip of the IM, right on that outer lip of the IM. It's a little bit bigger than 6. So that would explain the discomfort that I have there. But I'm also feeling a lot of pain on the IM, just in the molding itself of this 3D resin. Certain spots where it's touching the skin, it's just irritating. It's not as comfortable as the Truth Ear hexas, just like I've mentioned in the past. And then outside of the lip, we are looking at 5.10 millimeters, but that lip is so thick. Yes, this is such a minor difference, but that can really make or break it for some people. This is a little bit bigger of a lip. So I played a little bit with the Kiwi ear tips, and then I used the Tengsu Senkai ear tips. And I'll be honest with you, these Tengsu Senkai ear tips have been amazing. I'm going to probably return these IEMs because they unfortunately just are not comfortable. It almost feels like I want to go back to the hexas, even though I think the sound on these are amazing. They're just not comfortable for my ears, particularly. It's not sitting flush in there. They keep on coming out. They're not staying still. I've switched both ear tips to the mediums. You know, I get a feeling that these are not considered studio or on stage, quote unquote, headphones. They do let sound leak through, and because they let sound leak through, you don't actually get that seal, so that the sound isolation is not that great. That could just be by design. Otherwise, I wouldn't have had that hole there to begin with. But little things like that do add up to making the headphones a little bit less comfortable. I think the molding of this 3D resin, the 3D printed resin, is just not meeting my standards of comfort. I literally had to buy calipers just to understand this. So these IEMs were worse than the Truth Ear hexes. I'm putting the hexes at the top of my list. I'm gonna put these slightly beneath it, not due to the sound. Obviously the sound was amazing. I'm gonna say sound wise, these are definitely more lively. You're gonna feel the bass, just like they say. The bass really is amazing on these. It's just that comfort is just not there for me. In my humble opinion, the sound is amazing. It's great sounding. Sorry about the dog. It's a great sounding IM. It's just unfortunately not the most comfortable IM. I can't wear these for more than 2 hours. I also just feel extreme discomfort. I think 6.05 millimeters is just too thick for me. So I will be returning these. I'm gonna keep the ear tips. I'm gonna keep the wire. I do like the Zani. I do like the ear tips. I just need to find the right IM. So yeah, thank you so much. If you enjoyed the video, please do leave a like, comment, subscribe. Please do let me know down below if there's anything more I could have done to make these IAMs more comfortable. That little divot in the back here, I do want to put that there. That little divot in the back of the IAM right there, that really does dig into the back side of your ear. They these IAMs do make you feel more full. I guess it's a weird feeling or a weird way of saying it, but like there's a more full feeling when it sits in your ear, and it definitely rubs against your tragus. This fold here. All right, that's been my impressions of the Kiwi Ear Astrals. I'm sorry that it was very negative. I did get the measurements in there. I kind of was going through a lot of things. I'm keeping the Zanis, I'm keeping the Tang Senkais, I'm keeping the Kiwi ear tips. I am returning the Kiwi Ear Astrals. If you've enjoyed the video, please do leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much, and have a great day.